Starting now, little man. Welcome guys to another edition Saturday Night Live, answering your questions and your queries about everything to do with carp fishing. Welcome. If it's the first time you've seen one of these live shows or one of my videos, then welcome, and you may want to think about subscribing. If you're already a subscriber, don't forget to hit that bell icon and you'll never miss another one of these videos. So how is everybody? How are you guys? Evening Carp King 71. Evening Robbie Bilson. Good to see you here, mate. Hi Crafty Carper. I'm good. I'm good, Roy. Good to see you here as well. On our usual Saturday night live, whether it's on the bank or as it is this week in the man cave, and we're close on getting to 5,000 subscribers. How crazy is that? Started this channel 6 months ago and we're almost at 5,000 subscribers. When we get to that magical 5,000, I'm going to give a few giveaways. Some of the old black chicken t-shirts. I'm going to give away some of the mugs as well as a thank you to you guys, the subscribers. Evening James Madgwick. Hi Dan Williams, good to see you here. Evening Luke Davenport as well. Can you see him? Look. There's the old carp dog. There he is. Cheers Dan Bates. Dan Bates says great vlogs, keep them going. Thanks for the feedback, really appreciate it. Evening James, evening Jack. Hi George Anderson. Brian Mills, good to see you here, mate. Up the Hammers, yeah, I'm a West Ham supporter, unfortunately. Now, guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing on my screen? There's a little box there that says this video is unavailable. Are you seeing that, guys, or not? Oh, Christoph's going out for a 24-hour session. Evening, Michael Carroll. Oi, oi, Michael Pears. You can see that, can you? Unfortunately, that's meant to be the feed, the live chat. Right, let's get rid of that. How about that? Is that better? Or is it still there? See if we can get rid of it without blowing the thing up. Right, let's see. Oh. Let me just see if I can... Oh, there's a live chat. That better? Should be able to just see me now. And the old ticker down the bottom. Yeah, Hammer does work well with things like that, Brian. I'll make you right. It's driving me mental. Normally, I can set it up so I get all the comments. I'm having to look at two bloody screens at the same time. Good. Yeah. Hi, Gav. Good to see you here. Gav Cross. Hi, Christoph. Hi, Adrian Meaden. That's better. Good. Hi, Danny Boy. Much better, isn't it? Much, much, much better. Evening Smalls Music. He's just putting his last 2 rods out. Wish I was fishing. Yeah, the old carp dog Michael Piers, he's slinking around all over the place. There he goes, look. There he goes. Green Cups, T800. I'm looking into it. I'm trying to find a source. Because the way I do the cups and the T-shirts is that I don't actually buy them in. I give orders to a printing company, 2 different printing companies, one that does T-shirts, one that does the mugs. And they don't have a coloured mug, so I've got to look for somewhere else to do that. Good to see you, Derek Smith. Darren Thompson, hopefully I'm out Monday, hopefully. Hi, Graham. Graham Green, good to see you here, mate. Next best thing, Mark Farmer says, to actually fishing. Well, I don't know about that. Gavin Cross says, what sleeping bag do I use in the winter months? I'll tell you what I use, Gavin. I use one of the Fox sleep systems on the flat lighter. I have a bit of luxury in the winter when it gets cold, and I put the winter sheet over it, but I've also got a like a cover, a camo cover, just like the ones, if anyone remembers, I used to sell them in my shop. One of those. Michael Carroll asks, am I still doing a video on nighttime camera settings? Had 4 fish in the outer darks last night with some pretty bad shoddy results. I will be doing 2 videos, hopefully one of them next week, where I'm going to show you the setup for taking daytime shots, and then we'll do another video on nighttime shots because it's slightly different. Then I'm going to do a few videos about different lenses and the different effects that you want to get, and I'm hoping to do some self-takes on an iPhone as well. I'm going to look for a bit of kit where you can actually take your own self-takes with an iPhone, like a little clicker or a little timer or something like that, so I'm looking into that as well. Lee Booth says, any advice on how to catch the bigger fish in a high stock water of smaller fish? Keep up the good work, up the irons. Right, Lee, it's a difficult one. Normally, I find I have to go through all the smaller ones to get the bigger ones. It may be that those bigger ones normally spend time on their own. So they might have a little bit of the lake which they just are there. And all the other smaller fish go around in their shoals and they're all over the other parts of the lake. So if you can find out where the bigger fish have been caught from in the past, that would be a starting point, I would say. George Anderson says, snug pack or top sleeping bags. I've got a snug pack Fortis one, which I use for summer and spring and early winter. It's really good, really light, and I like it. It's like it's not the furry inside. So I've got the furry creature for that, for keeping me warm. Look at him, look. Look at him up there, look. That's what he does best, doesn't he? Kevin Alford asks, what fluorocarbon leader would you tie on 12 pound GR60 leader band on my Syndicate for a heli setup? Does that still mean you can use leaders, or are they banned? I'd probably use an 18 or a 20 pound fluorocarbon leader if you can use them. That's what I do, and I normally put on about 2 wraps of the fluorocarbon leader, and I change that about every 3 or 4 weeks, because I find even though fluorocarbon sinks and it's invisible slightly in water when it's new, as soon as it starts getting scratched up and you start using it, it gets a bit of sunlight to it, it negates the fluorocarbon properties of it, of the light reflection. So I change it every 3 or 4 weeks, or when I see it's getting a bit damaged. Crafty Carpet says, Leo, see if there's an app you can download where you just whistle and it will take a pic, use it on Android. Yeah, I think there is one. I've seen one somewhere. I've got to do a bit more investigating. So I don't know if you guys saw, I sent a survey out about what cameras people use, what they want to do with their cameras, do they want to see self-takes, and quite a few of you guys use your phone cameras to take your pictures. So I've got to look into that one. Kevin Glazebrook asks, how would you go about baiting up on a French water kilo per rod, fish 3 different spots in my swim or just the one spot? I would probably fish 3 different spots, so you can get one of them spots should get you going. The things with French waters, when you go there, you don't know who's been there the week before and how much bait's gone in. So the first couple of days, I tend to fish singles or just a handful of bait to see if I can get off the mark. Then, if I start catching, I start putting a bit more bait on those spots. It's always done me proud like that. Scotty Dog 10 says he's just come back, 2 fish to mid-doubles, had his lucky t-shirt on, the black chicken. What can I say? Not only does it get rid of the black chickens for you, it helps you catch more fish. Here's a good question for you. Aaron Paul says, I make my hemp in a Burko. Would you add chili at soaking or after boiling? I would add it both times. So I put my chili powder, well, my chili bits and pieces in when it's soaking, when I'm just about to boil it. But I don't actually boil it. I use it in the cool box. I did a video about it. If you search on my YouTube channel, you'll see one, how to make chili hemp the easy way. Also, I add some granules afterwards when it's cooled down, because it's still going to infuse into that hemp. So both times. Sean Castle says, what's my opinion on different size bobbins for distance you're fishing and what do you use? Keep up the great vlogs. Thanks first of all, Sean, for those great feedback. I'm glad you guys love these vlogs that I do. It's just a great little community we've got going now, and almost 5,000 subscribers. It's brilliant, isn't it? What I use quite big bobbins. If you've seen in my vlogs, you'll see I use some of the original Signet, well, Muddy Waters ones. They are. They're quite heavy ones if I'm fishing distance. Now, if I'm fishing up to about 30-40 yards, I'll probably slacken off the line, and those bobbins I'll put on the bottom. So I don't tend to change the weight of my bobbin. If I'm fishing slackish lines, the bobbin's on the floor. If I'm fishing tight lines, that bobbin's right up by the buzzer. Is there an effective way of fishing a bottom bait on a really choddy bottom, and would you critically balance it? Gav Gross asks. Yes, I would. A couple of things you can do on a choddy bottom. Obviously, fish chods, pop up, or fish a KD rig where you've got the pop up just off the bottom, or you can use a slow sinking wafter or core out a bottom bait and put a bit of foam or cork in there and have it just slowly sinking on a long hook link, either nylon or braided hook link, so it just floats down nicely onto any choddy bottom. What I would also recommend is when you bring that in, if you haven't had a bite, smell that hook bait. Smell your hook bait, and if it smells of silt or rotting leaves or whatever, then find another spot, because obviously that spot they're not feeding on, it's tainting your bait. Carp dog's up and down like a yo-yo, isn't he? Brian Mills says Samsung has a smile app for taking pictures. I have to look into that one, Brian. Tom Tucker is new to carp fishing. What's the best rig to get started? Love the videos, by the way. What I would say, Tom, is to go onto YouTube, go onto my channel, go onto loads of other different channels, and just find a nice, basic, easy pop-up rig and a nice, basic, easy bottom bait rig. Use those two and progress from there. DipDap12 says, when to use slack and tight lines? Now, I use slack lines whenever I can get away with it. So I think the fish can feel them or see them or whatever. It's just a confidence thing for me. I use them when I'm fishing in close, or if there's no weed about, I'll fish slack lines. If you've got weed or bars or, you know, plateaus and you're fishing over them, you've got to fish tight lines, because there's no point fishing a slack line. You've got things on the lake bottom in front of you, like weed or bars or plateaus, so you might as well fish a slack line, a tight line. Michael Pierce says, is it Wafter or Wafter? It's Wafter. Pleasure, Gavin. Gary Kane says, how do you approach your day session? Single bait PVA bags or bait up? I tend to go as light as possible and move around as much as possible for a day session or a short session, I will go with a little PVA bag or a single bait with a little PVA mesh bag of pellet, high oil pellets, so they go up in the water, and try and find a fish, 1 or 2 rods to them, and see what happens. And you just do that all day, you'll get bites. Steve Taylor says, hi mate, what's your best rig? The one that I feel is appropriate for the bottom of the lake or the size of fish in that lake. I very rarely use the same rig all the time unless I'm fishing the same rig all the time, the same lake all the time. Jack Hobbs is out there fishing right now. He's on a local lake doing a night. Good luck, Jack. Let us know how you're getting on. If any of you guys are not members of our closed Facebook group, get over to either my Facebook page, there's a link on there, or get over to the website www.leoncarper.com. There's a link on there, and also look for groups. It only takes one bite. Send in a request and we'll get you on there, and we're always answering, helping each other, showing each other's catch shots, good products that we found on eBay or Amazon that are helping us. It's a really good closed group. Go and have a look. I mean, some of the guys on here, they tell you what a good little group it is. Do I know of any good places to fish in the Midlands? Tom Tucker asks. I don't, unfortunately. Maybe some of the guys on here might do. Evening, Chris Vaughan. Paul Pard asks, backleads, when to use them? The only time I've ever really used backleads is when there's lots of weed about or lots of bird life about, like swans and things like that, and ducks that go through your lines in the margins. But normally what I do is I put my rod tips underneath the water. But backleads, I very rarely use them, because I lost a couple of fish many years ago where the backlead, when you're playing the fish with weed, or it just, when you're playing the fish, it comes to the ring and then goes down, it banged into where the fish was, and it dislodged the hook from the fish's mouth. George Anderson, I have about 12 different goos, that's called a goose, but never caught a fish on them. I've never used them, George. I don't know if any of the guys on here have used them, can give you any advice on how to use them. Do I like the colour kickers from Calder? I've never used them, but I like them for the fact is, in the winter, I think, just like a fluoro pop-up, they can perhaps attract fish to your hook bait. Michael Goodyear asks, hi Leon, you say you use a rig to suit the bottom of the lake. What hook pan is your favourite for each pop-up or bottom rigs? For pop-up rigs, like the multi-rig, I use like a chod type hook, and about a size 4 or 5. For bottom bait rigs, I've used a long shank B175 or a curved shank type of hook, like a Gardner one, or you know, one like that, or a wide gape for a bottom bait as well. You know, I use different hooks for different types of rigs. Maybe I should do a video on what hooks suit what rigs better. Yeah, Michael Pierce says, Lakeview in the Midlands is a good place. Lake exclusive for 3 anglers, big carp. Roy Close, best winter bait. Pepperoni, maize, and single little 10mm, highly glugged up, sweet, white or pink pop-ups. Scotty Dog asks, glug your pop-ups or straight in the bag? I glug mine up with different oils or sweeteners in the winter, different oils in the summer, or things like anodized, not anodized, what we're talking about, hydrolyzed liver, liquid liver, things like that are really good. Cheers, Gareth Price. Good to see you. Hi, Max Stobar. Ben Faulkner says, evening on them pinpoint hooks you recommend, £50 a packet. Are they really worth it? It depends. I mean, I resharpen mine when I use them, so one packet lasts me a long time. Even if I've caught a fish, I don't just change it because they're sharp already. I just get a little tool and I sharpen it up again. I don't actually use many hooks, even if when I catch a fish. I like being a tight sod. I like to use the same hook again and just sharpen it up again. So, I mean, on the face of it, you say 15 quid. It's expensive, isn't it? Very expensive. Whereas you can take the time yourself, get a 5 quid packet of hooks and sharpen them up. I can't get them as sharp as those pinpoint hooks, but I'm sure in practice you can get a normal packet of hooks which are quite sharp anyway, get them ultra sharp. So are they worth the money? To some people yes, to other people no. Have I ever used black treacle? Terry Deegan asks. I've used molasses and black treacle. You can heat up the black treacle so it goes a lot thinner. Mix that with a little bit of water, lake water or something like that, and then glug, suck in on your hook baits for the winter. You can put it in your particles as well. There's a little secret tip for you. Gavin Cross asks, what's that new bait you're testing and developing going to be available to us? That's a new fish meal which I've had a lot of input into. That's got Haf's Robin Red in it. It's got liver in there. It's got 2 different types of fish meal. It's a spicy sort of monster crabby sort of overtone to it. And the team members of SSP, they're using it now. They can get it. It's not going to be available unless you're a team member for about 6 to 8 months because we're testing it properly. It's catching lots of fish, but I want to test it properly before I tell anyone, yeah, that's what you should be using. But you can get a discounted rate if you're a team member. I don't know what it is, but go and have a look at the SSP Facebook page, SSP Baits Facebook page. And I'm pretty sure there's a link on there where you can go to their landing page and you get an email them and see if they take you on as a team member. Hi Max. Hi Camo Carpy Kutzi. Glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here as well, Camo Carpy. 84 you guys watching. If you're liking these this live stream tonight and you're having fun, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscription button and the bell icon. Let's get to 5,000 likes. 5,000 likes, 5,000 subscribers. Here guys, what do you think? What do you think of this, of the ticker down the bottom? Do you like it? Do you like this little ticker? Gives you a little bit more information. Or is it off-putting? Evening the vaping carper, Tomo. Hope you're well. Paul Winstanley asks, hi Leon, I'm using my phone at the moment for pics. Can I use a Ridge Monkey light to help at night? Love your vlogs and honestly learning lots. Keep up the good work. How do I get a black chicken t-shirt and mug? Well, you can go on the website www.leoncarper.com and order a mug. They're $17.99 with free postage, and the mug is $11.99 with free postage, and the t-shirt is $17.99 with free postage. All sizes up to 5XL. To do with your, I think you can use the Ridge Monkey light. I think you may get enough light if you've got that close enough, or get yourself, which might be cheaper, I'm not sure, is one of the Rhino beams or an LED beam off eBay, and get yourself a little adapter where you can put it on a bank stick and you can put it in front of you, and someone can still take a photograph on your iPhone. Keep that light on there. It definitely makes a difference. That's a good idea, Aaron Paul. Have the Saturday football results on there. Now, that's a really good idea. I'm going to have to look into that. That is a really good idea, Aaron. I might do that, actually. So what you do is, if you've missed the results, you come on the live feed on my YouTube channel and you'll see all today's football results. I might even read them out. Today's news, starting with the football results. Lionel Catanis, do I ship to Germany? I do. I think it's about, well, on the website, because I haven't looked into it, it's 20 quid extra. But I think it's about 10 quid extra postage. If you email me, Lionel Catanis, email me at leon@leoncarper.com or message me through my Facebook page, on my fan page. I will have a look for you and see what the actual cost is, and I can send you an invoice on whatever you want. The Carp dog's up. He's barking at the moment. Have Sundays. West Ham 4, West Ham. Don Smith. Man United 4, West Ham 0. I hope not. I hope it's the other bloody way round, but you're probably right. Alright. Have the phone numbers for Babe Station running on the screen. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Do you see him then? That's my boy, that is. Little young Carper in the making. Yeah, Smalls Music says he switched to pinpoint unsharp nooks after the homies on there recommended them. It was a great tip. Caught the King of the Lake this morning at £33.1. So thanks, guys. No problem at all. It's what you feel confident in. All hooks will catch your fish. Doesn't have to be the hook that someone tells you to use. If you think it's sharp enough and you have confidence in it, then use it. Thanks for your feedback, Brian. Camo Carp cuts to use a Rhino beam at night. Better, mate. Well, personally, I think it is because it's designed especially for that. But I use my Ridge Monkey light in the bivvy. I wouldn't be without it. Yep, loads of good lights on eBay and on Amazon. I might do a blog, actually, a blog post about loads of different lights you can get. No problem, Lionel. Send me an email. Best hook baits for grass carp. Micro Odell. I'll tell you what the best hook bait I've ever used is plastic corn or floaters. They love a floater, a grass carp. Carp dog is the boss, isn't he? Yeah. Gidris is playing Call of Duty and listening to me at the moment. Best evening ever. Good shout out to you, Gidris. Michael Maisie's asked, what's the best rig material? Well, it depends on what type of bottom you're fishing over, what type of rig you want to do, whether you want it stiff, whether you want it supple. There's lots of different good ones out there. Frank, tee off. I'm good, Tomo. Tomo's off to Millbrook Fisheries next weekend. It's silty and clean in spots. Do I need the lead out to find the clear spots, or would you fish on the silt too? I'd fish on both. I'd use light leads, long hook links in the silt, and I'd use shorter hook links and the same light leads on the hard spots. But I'd lead about to find them hard spots because that's where they've been feeding. Is the Rhino beam waterproof? I don't think it is, Michael Goodyear, but I'm not 100% sure. Have a look on their website. Aaron Paul, what's your view on these flameless lighters? When you mean flameless lighters, do you mean the sort of the ones that real fierce flame, which you can use for blobbing in windy conditions? If so, I love them. I've got a couple myself. I put a link on my Facebook page to, I think they're £3.99 off Amazon. Brilliant, you know, no brainer. Bacon or sausage sarnie? Dean Lane asks. Got to be bacon sarnie. Red Tommy sauce on it. I never read out the Liverpool result, Andrew. Roy Close says, do a Carp Dog t-shirt or cap. I'm having one designed. Oops, excuse me. I'm having one designed as we speak. I've got a few new designs coming up in the next few months. Have I ever used Baileys with my maggots? No, I used Baileys with like stick mix in the winter months. The arc lighters. I haven't seen one of those, Gab. Re-put it up in the... Re-put the link up in the group. Or here if you can. And I'll have a look. Brown sauce, definitely, Aaron. The bin dippers drew today, 3-all. Oh. So, guys, who's out fishing? Who's been to football? And who's having a nice, quiet night in with her indoors? There we are, the vaping carper. I'm just putting out some clouds for you. Kevin Glazebrook asks, how often do I re-spool? Probably every six months to 12 months, but if it needs it, the line's damaged, I will spool as often as I need to. What do you want? Have whatever you want. Look, there's my little one there. Well, one of them. Brian's been to work and now he's chilling. Good on you, Brian. Matty Rushton's in with the missus. Jan Brunt asks, am I a sponsored angler? I am not sponsored by anyone and have no intention to be sponsored by anyone. I used to do all that. My company that does media and photography and that works for different companies, but I'm under no obligation to use any of the kit. I choose to use the boilies from SSP Baits. And I choose to use bankware from Summit Tackle, the stainless lead, because I have some input into some of their products and things like that. So, and I don't make any, I don't hide that fact. But when I'm saying to you like this hook link works or those pop-up works or these hooks are good or whatever, or this umbrella's good, I've had to buy them or I've got them at trade price. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. That's the whole point of doing these videos, the whole point of having our close Facebook group, the website, everything. It's because nowadays, when an angler who's doing a video or a magazine article says to you, oh, I use these hooks and this line and it's the best, well, he's a sponsored angler, so how can you believe him? That's the way I see it. He may well use them. But where we've been fed that for years and years and years, it's, you know, that's not how we want to be sold stuff anymore. We don't want to be sold stuff. We just want someone to be truthful with us and say, actually, this is a rubbish umbrella, or actually, this is about an 8 out of 10 umbrella. I've got along with it well and I really like it. And that's what the whole point of what I'm doing in social media, my website, my videos, my vlogs, is to show you real fishing, real products. And I hope that's what you guys like. Are the Garda Week rakes any good, Michael O'Dell says? Yes, they are. I've used them in the past when raking out swims where I want to get my lines down in between reed beds and that. Young little Frankie now. Frankie Doodle Dandy. Look, here he is. Come here, look. This is my youngest one. Little tearaway. He's only 10. Bless him. Go on in. Off you go.
Love you.
Love you too. Dos Smith asks, one decent mainline, Leon, mid-range fishing, most situations, poundage. There's some really good £15 0.35 diameter lines out there at the moment. You've got, I like Dale Sensor. I'm surprised that I like so much and how well it's performed, the Garner GT HD in £15. It's actually improved my casting, and I'm really surprised at that, because I thought basically most lines were the same or pretty good. I like the ESP synchro line as well, so there's a few to look at. Well, anyone's much more handsome than me, isn't they? I'm an old battered, worn carp angler. Yeah, Camo Carp, you couldn't see. He's the same on the fishing vids. I'll only promote things what I use and think are worth it, and also moan if it's the opposite. Exactly, that's what everyone wants to see, don't they? They just want the truth. They don't want to be sold products to that the person who's selling them to you isn't even bloody using them. No problem, Doz. We've got 78 of you in here now. If you like it, don't forget, hit the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon. You'll never miss another video again, because we've got to get to 5,000. I'm going to do a special live stream sometime in the following week after we get to 5,000, and I'm going to give away some of these t-shirts, some of the mugs for you guys, subscribers, that make all this possible. Gavin Cross asks, have you tried the Rich Monkey fluorocarbon, Leon? No, I haven't, Gavin. So I couldn't really tell you a lot about it. Hi, UK Carp Bar. Exactly, Brian. You only recommend the stuff that you use and have confidence in. Why wouldn't you? You know, the problem is, for years and years and years, and I've been a victim of it as myself, and I've done it myself, is I've either been paid or I've been given free kit and part of the team of a company, and I've used stuff. Some of the stuff's been good, but there's other stuff that I haven't used, but I've felt obliged to put it in an article that it is good, which is, you know, and I'm not doing that anymore. I haven't done it for years. Matt Woods asks, what's a good line for long range fishing? Have a look at the GT HD in £15 and the £12. It will improve your long distance casting. Yes, Gab, be interested to see how you get on with the Ridge Monkey line. Come back and tell us, or in our closed Facebook group that anyone can join, come and let us know what you think about it on there. Dan Siver says, barbed or barbless? Always barbed, never barbless. Because barbless, if you think of it this way, if you've got a micro barb on, it gets in there and it don't come out. If you've got barbless, it moves about a lot because it hasn't got that barb, and it creates mouth damage, in my honest opinion. Vaping carpets. What's my opinion on high-end tackle? Would you, it's worth it or just tight? Depends on the bit of tackle it is. There is a thing like you pay for what you get. So there is items out there which are worth paying that extra $1 for, that extra £1 for, because it's really good quality. You know, and I know I do work for Summit Tackle, but their stuff is engineered in the UK, and I've yet to find any stainless that's up to their standards. It's just the guy who owns the company, he's just a perfectionist. He won't let anything out the door unless it's 100%. You know, I know Jag do good stuff, because they're an engineering company as well. Terry Deegan's got a tip for us. He puts his freezer baits in rock salt, makes them better. I'll tell you why it possibly makes them better. Is because as they're defrosting, the rock salt will suck in to those baits and take it on. But yeah, you're right, Brian. The idea's been around for a long time. Am I someone that looks at moon phases? Aaron, I have to go fishing when I have to go fishing. I do look at them, and I always believe that a big moon, a full moon, is good for commons. I've had some very good commons on a full moon, and the new moon seems to be good, just generally. I don't know what it is. It's the Earth's gravitational pull. I think it might be the natural food or whatever it is. They definitely seem to like it, or definitely seem to feed harder anyway. Lee Powell is on Horseshoe having the annual summer social and barbecue with the lads, getting the rods out on the dance floor now. Big shout out to you guys, Lee Powell and his crew on Horseshoe. I hope you catch a load, guys. Have a good social, nice barbecue and a few beers. Good luck and let us know how you get on. What rigs and lead setup would I recommend for a weedy lake? Asked Matt Wood. I would probably, on a weedy lake, use a clip system where the lead comes off on the take, because you want to have direct contact to that fish as soon as you hook into it, so the lead ejects. Otherwise, I've found you can lose fish in the weed because it's just one more thing for the weed to wrap round and get caught up on the fish. Rigs, I'd probably tend to keep them shorter. Find your spots like hinge stiffy or a nice bottom bait rig if you've got a nice clear area. Cheers, Carp the Carp. He's passed up a pic in the group page, which is our Facebook closed group. Only takes one bite. Go and check it out, guys, of an app that we can use. Paul Brimford asks, what's your favourite rig for fishing a 16mm wafter? There's two rigs I would use. Probably a D rig with a wafter, which is a stiffish type of rig, or perhaps a braided rig with a wide gape hook, which is nice and supple on a wafter, so it's quite long, so it goes back into the fish's mouth a lot easier. Dan Siver asks, is the Calder Goo any good? I've never used it, so I couldn't really tell you, Dan. But I'm sure there's guys on here that could. D-rig, yep, I'd use a D-rig, Gav. German rig any good? I suppose so. It's like with what I always say, you've got to have confidence in what you're using. Now, I don't like the Ronnie rig, but I know plenty of people use it, caught lots of fish, and they're confident in it. So that's a good rig for them, isn't it? I don't like it. I haven't got any confidence in it. So it's not a good rig for me. Doesn't matter what rig you use for what situation. If you catch fish and you've got confidence in it, then that is the best rig for you, isn't it? Fishing is all about confidence. Well, we've got 82 of us in here now. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. You'll never miss another video again. Look, I've even got a silly pillow for subscribe to YouTube. Can you hear the carp dog barking? Come here! Go get him. No problem, Paul. Good to have you here. 360 in my mind's a better rig than a Ronnie rig as well, Brian. Medway Valley Fisheries have some good lakes. Yes, they do. Definitely. I don't know if you can hear the carp dog barking like a nutter down at the window there. He's seen a rat or a black chicken probably. Hi Vince, hope you're well, mate. Good to see you here. Pizza's arrived. Oh, Matty, don't say that. Pizza, they got me all hungry.
No, it is pizza outside.
Yeah?
Someone else's.
Hi, Brad Asseter. Evening to you as well, mate. Glad that you can be there with us and tuned in. 85 of us here now. Darren Thompson asks, what all-round mainline would you recommend? Well, there's 2 or 3 I'd recommend, which they're all cheap as well. Dale sensor, brilliant all-round line. You can change it. It's about tenner, I think. There's a the Fox line as well. Not soft steel. It's one of those, which is about a tenner again. That's a really nice line. Good all-round line. Hi Seb, hope you're well. Good to see you here. Yeah, the Carp Dog, George Hanson. Best colour pop-up for clear water. Depends on what type of year it is. This time of year, I like to use a food bait, like a dark or a red or whatever food bait you're using, glugged up to the nuts with oils and that. Winter, I like to use a white or a pink. Exocet. No, I think it's a different one. It doesn't spring to mind. It just always has been so cheap, Brad. It just always has been. It's a line that I used to use years ago. And I still use it occasionally. And I don't think you can fault it. For a good all-round line. Carp Dog is definitely putting on weight. Mrs. B keeps on feeding him. He gets his own bloody dinner. Bless him. And all that lazing about sleeping. I'm surprised you're only about 25 stone. Fox Warrior line, Brian Mills. That's the one. Yep, Dale sensor has stood the test of time, mate. That's for certain. Yeah, ESP lines are good. I mean, they're all good lines. It's what you get along with. It all depends how you put it on the reel as well sometimes, you know. It really does. If you see, I did a review, an initial review on the Garda GTHD, and I showed you how I spool up my reels, and it's slightly different to what everyone else does. Just go and check it out and have a look. Well, we've got 94 people in here now. I wonder if we can get to 100. All we need is another 6 people, and we've got 100 people in here on a Saturday night.
Come on.
Yeah, good sinking lines do tend not to cast very well. I mean, the GTHD doesn't sink that well, but for distance, I can't fault it. But then again, if I'm fishing out short, 40, 50, 60 yards, and I want the line to sink, I use a fluorocarbon. Do I change indicators for long range fishing or just add weights? Carl Williams asks. I did answer this a bit earlier on. I use the same big heavy bobbins, the Muddy Waters ones, which are owned by Signet now. And if I'm fishing tight, a long distance, I have them right at the top of the rod. If I'm fishing up to about 40 yards, I have them flat on the floor with slack lines. Thanks, George. I'm glad you guys can take something, or at least give you a starting point, a reference point with rigs and line and bait and everything to do with anything to do with fishing. I love doing these live feeds and the vlogs, all for you guys. You know, it just gives me a buzz when I get messages come through from loads of different people saying, oh, I see your live feed or I see your vlog. I used that hook, or I tied that rig, or I've done something that you said I should do, or how you do it. I've just had my PB, or I've caught a few fish. It's all that confidence factors. Half of it is confidence. Don't forget that, guys. That's what gives me the buzz. You know, it's you guys that make all this. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here, would I? I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So it's you. It's you I've got to thank. Terry Deegan asks, have I ever fished nays in mead? No, I haven't. Yep, I use the warm water, I soak it for about half an hour, then spool it on, Paul Winstanley. It supples up the line and it goes on your spool a lot better. Dan Siver asks, what do you think of putting 25 kilo for a 4 day as soon as you get to the lake? Well, In my honest opinion, that's just plain stupid. Little and often, go in, singles or a little handful of bait, and you always put the bait in later if the fish are feeding. You can't take it out. 25 kilos in a bloody 6 months is about what I use. Glad to have been of help. And Andrew Hyde says, brilliant advice as always, Leon. Thank you, Andrew. You have helped me put some special fish on the bank this spring. That's what it's all about. Helping each other, isn't it? You know, I bet you guys, right, this is what I find, talking to a lot of you. You'll send a message to someone, a famous angler, or even to a company about you want some help or some advice on a product, and you never get an answer back. What's all that about? You're the customer. You're the person who's put them where they are. So why do they not answer? It's crazy shit, isn't it? Darren Thompson, waiting for his camera to arrive that I recommended. His fishing has massively changed thanks to the top vids. Brilliant. There's a shout out to you, Darren Thompson.
Come, boy.
What do I like about the multi-rig? One, it's easy just to, instead of having to retie the rig because I'm a lazy sod sometimes, I can re-put a chod hook on, resharpen one up, or put a new pinpoint hook one on, or I just change it whenever I want. I can change the height, I can time different heights, and I like the way they cast. I do a loop to loop with a ring swivel on my clip. I just find them really easy to use. They give me confidence. That's what it's always about. That's what it's always going to be about, Dos Smith. Real fishing advice. No bullshit. Just exactly how it is. I have fished Conningbrook. I've done 2 nights on Conningbrook, Chris Lewis. I live about 20 minutes up the road from it. Probably near where you live. But, and I loved the place. I just couldn't take the carp dog, so I couldn't go over there as often as I wanted to. Loved it though. Paul Broomfield says, love your blogs, Leon. When you head to the Sandhurst again, plan on fishing it a bit this winter. Well, I'll see you down there because I'm planning on fishing it as well, Paul. I fished it. I released a video last Monday about my last trip down there. You can see it on this YouTube channel. Lou Weir asked, do I strike single bleeps or wait for a run? It's a really difficult question because in the winter, it depends. You just get a feeling for if it's a bite or not. Just through years of experience, whether you should hit something or not. Whether a fish is coming up in the water and it's shaking its head. But usually I just get one toners the way I fish. Michael Pierce says, keep it simple and keep on keeping on. I'll make you right, Michael. I should have a t-shirt coming out soon. A design saying, keep on keeping on, with a nice new design there. So watch out for that one. I think it's 30 quid for 24 hours. But in the winter, I think they do a 3 for 4 nights or something like that. You pay for 3, get 4. Or pay for 2, get 3. Yep, I'll see you down there, Paul. Come and have a cup of tea. Well, guys, I'm going to take a couple more questions because we've been nearly at this for an hour. I didn't realise. A couple more questions, then I'm going to hit the road, go and watch the telly with the little man and the carp dog. Couple more questions, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you there, Terry, in the winter. Paul Winstanley, look forward to seeing your vlogs with the carp dog. Couple more questions, guys. Then I'm off. I'm out of here. Me and little Frank and Barney the carp dog. I will do, Vince. I'll pop in and say hello to at Johnson Ross. Cheers, Gav. Good to have you here. I believe he's doing better than expected, Gav, Ian Chilcott, from what I saw on his Facebook page. Will Mo Farah win the 5K tonight? I reckon he will. Right, guys. I shall be back out. Well, I shall be back here Saturday for a nice live Q&A. Let's see if this week we can get to 5,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Thanks a lot for being here. Appreciate. Look, it's 94 of you still here as we're going. We've done 55 minutes. Loads of likes. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you. And I'll see you soon. See you next Saturday. And don't forget, there's a new vlog on the Park Lake coming Monday, and a 5 tips, top tips about watercraft coming on Wednesday. See you soon, guys.